Derek LaPerriere with Garden City Fire Department.
I'm Randy Keene with Garden City Fire Department as well.
And this is our new 2023 SL75. We'd like to take a minute and kind of share things with you on what we did.
First of all, we're a small community outside of Metro Detroit, cover about 6 square miles for our city, and then we cover about 40 square miles of box alarm for other communities that we support, and we'll be using this apparatus at. So.
Yeah, this will be running as our frontline vehicle. Some of the unique features with this, I guess, our traditional black over red. That's been in our departments since the 60s. The red is actually from an old 1962 LaFrance, is how we started with that color. We've carried it ever since. I guess starting at the front, we went with, again, that continuing that theme of black over red and extending the bumper out to allow for crosslays. Also added some features in here for tool mounting, kind of a unique thing that we do at New York Tools. Also, a 360 camera. If you look as we walk around the vehicle, you'll notice cameras on all sides.
Some of the other things we tried to customize a little bit is the flag grille, and then we also got our name in the bottom plate here. Lights up, so it's a little added feature, and nice touch for us, and the community can see that when we go, when we're coming. So some other things are the grab handles, like that's new. We have a 2013 pumper. This is something that we've changed since then. It makes it a little bit easier access to get up here, clean, maintain some of the front of the truck. So.
All right, so stepping inside, everything's kind of built around ergonomics for the driver. So the driver has that feel as they get up into the truck. Everything's accessible, within reach of the driver. You notice the screen, the top right is that 360 camera. What that'll allow that driver to do is position the vehicle when they arrive, set the outriggers on the vehicle if we go into that type of defensive mode, and they can have that ladder up very quickly. So the driver should be able to position, drive and operate safely, even on the tight streets. That driver can get in and out of and look down on both sides of that vehicle with that camera, allowing a safer operation of the vehicle.
So moving to the back of the truck, this is a little different than our previous Sutphen we had. We had rear-facing seats. We've switched that to do the forward-facing seats, which has enabled us a little bit to change a little bit of the modification for the storage of the EMS equipment, which will be back here. We have a locking cabinet to the left here with a rolling door, keep drug box, things of that nature that we have to keep secured. We're on the other side, we have the netting. That'll allow us to just keep loose equipment in there and be protected for rollover protection or any problems of that nature. Some of the other tools we'll keep in there are monitors, our Knox box, things of that in the middle console there. Keep it low, so we also have a sight line for the guys sitting in the back to still see out the windshield or going to scenes.
All right, continuing that same theme with easy access for the driver operator. We've gone ahead and we've added a camera on the tip for access visually for the operator, as well as controls are all within reach. Everything from the emergency evacuation horn, all the scene lighting is all within reach of the operator. One other additional unique feature that we've added is we have a remote for the ladder operation, as well as the operation of the nozzle on the end of it.
It's something that allows us with limited manpower that we can have one person operate multiple things at one time, and the ease of access to be able to have the screen and the remote without having to be on the tip of the ladder necessarily or being up top.
Some of the additional features, we went with a 6 kW generator. That's a smart power generator. We have one side of the electrical wired off the inverter, and the other side comes off the generator. Like everyone else, things are moving more to battery operated equipment. We found that we can build a charging station into this, and as we arrive on scene, and if we need to keep the chargers going, we just switch over to the generator power on the other side. So it's a quick little feature that will sometimes make things a little easier.
Some of the features we try to point out too on the pump panel here is, once again, making it easier for the operator, is having all the switches to be able to operate scene lights, turn on power for the ladder, lighting for the rest of the vehicle, all from easy access from one area. So rather than having to move back into the cab to turn the lights on, we have the switches here. So a little more easy for them to operate it.
2,000 gallon per minute pump, 500 gallon poly tank, 20 of which is a Class A foam. Inline injection, the smart foam system. We also have a large discharge of 4-inch that goes into a 5-inch storage on the opposite side. We can show you that on the other side. Again, the camera's up top here for that 360 camera. Another unique feature you don't see too often is the alcohol newer black rims that are on the vehicle.
So in this compartment here, we use this for some of the firefighting tools. We'll put our high-rise pack in here. Something a little advantage for some of us who aren't maybe so tall is we have a shelf here that brings it out, easier access, less over the shoulder or over your head maneuvering, so it's a little easier to get at stuff like this on the shelf. So a little different for us there from previous vehicles.
This cabinet itself, we actually had additional aluminum panels added in here. The end result will have an air pack assembly for the driver operator or the engineer. Their gear and some additional hand tools will all go into that cabinet. So that's kind of a personal space for the engineer. In the rear, this is a pass-through assembly. So if we look underneath here, it goes all the way through. We have roll-out drawers. Additional storage.
All three of the cabinets will have roll-out doors or trays for easier access to access the equipment.
And this is a very large roll-out off the rear. You can see how much room we have back here. Pretty substantial.
As well in the back, allowing for other hose lays, a 2.5 large diameter for supply. And we have
storage.
Some other storage for pike poles or any other equipment or hand tools you would like.
Again, with the theme of the cameras all the way around. Some of the unique features on this is we did add a waterway for additional rooftop operations if we need it. We also added in the rings for lifting. Those are rated at 250 pounds a piece. So that's a 500 lift capacity. As well as the lighting. The additional lighting that runs off the generator, and then the camera that we have access on the side near the pump panel that we showed you.
Just a continuation of the pass-through compartment from the other side. It's a very similar setup, just smaller compartments on this side because of the ladders, so just the 2 shelf access here.
Additional storage, additional storage. If you look up top, we have a full Stokes basket underneath the Garden City logo there that we can easily access as needed.
Something that's also nice for this truck is the capability to store 7 spare bottles for the SCBAs. We have 2 of these on each side. On the other side, one of them is taken by the fuel fill, but the other one is SCBA bottle, so we can store 7 extras along with the seated seats.
This is the 4-inch LDH connection that'll go into a 5-inch storage that we can use. Again, some of the pieces that we don't have on here, but we'll have an additional TFT intake and additional fittings. For an area we use Detroit standard on some of our 2.5, so we have to adapt a few of those things to this truck. This is the Smart Power PTO driven generator. This is the inline foam injection system right here, easy access. We wanted it in a position where we can, if we need to clean it or we need to work on it, it makes sense to have it readily available for us. Inside here.
Passing around the cab, this is just from the other side. You can see the netting allows for the safety feature there, as well as plenty of storage for any equipment or needs up top. And as well, we also have graphics package, which we've had since the 60s, as Derek said. Sutphen worked with us, and they were able to replicate the exact graphics that we had on our initial vehicles from the 60s when we became a full-time department. So it was a good experience to be able to work with that and be able to get those to match what we had in previous vehicles.
Again, we'd like to thank a few people. I'm sure there's many people we need to thank in this process. Obviously, our mayor and council for supporting us on this, our own department internally, the committee and the committee members that served to help put this together. Again, without their support, this wouldn't have been done. Apollo Fire for doing a great job. Dave DeRocher, Chris Miner from Sutphen as well. The Sutphen family for putting the end product and the result of that together. Who am I missing here, Randy?
I don't think anybody has it.
Okay. Well, I think that's it. Thank you. And
It's been a great process and been enjoyable along the way, so thank you.